Hi everyone. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Unbelievably, there's somebody else who's mowing the lawn today, just like last week. Maybe this is just their schedule. I just want to make sure you can hear me. Hello, hello. Thanks for tuning in. This will be my last live from Paradise because next Monday I will be back in Canada. And I'm grateful to see you all here. Sending you a little sun. We usually give everybody about a minute to join, and then we get going with the material, with your questions, with whatever you want to talk about. This is a live about mindset and manifestation. You know, the word manifestation, I don't like it anymore. It's overused. It's really reality creation. It's really the bringing forth of your intentions. It's really the getting clear on what you want and changing yourself such that you don't react to the things you don't control in the delay process until your manifestation comes to pass, until your intent comes to pass. This is what this whole thing is about, this whole mindset shift. It's like you are in a dance with reality, okay? Reality has no choice but to return to you what you want, but you got to do your part of the dance and not act like the same person you've always acted every single day, okay? Hola, hola. Okay, I think we're gonna get going. Remember, reality creation, get clear on intention, change your response to triggers. And if you don't do anything else except this, it's gonna work out. Something's going to manifest. Something is going to take you one step closer. Guys, please don't call me. I don't take calls during my live, so I just declined that, but please don't call me, because this is all about material. I take questions and emails during the week, and whatever comes, whatever I feel can benefit the group, I address during these lives. And then we have all sorts of exercises going on with the group and with the group manifestation. Okay, let's talk about the manifestation from last week. I have we work in a group. You can participate even if you're not part of this group. But the idea is this: I give you an image, and you manifest what it is in that image. Last year we did it with words and it was easier. Now with images, when you manifest with images, this will show you what type of manifester you are. And somebody asked me, have you done that video on the types of manifestors? I'm still collecting data because I want to do a very comprehensive video, not like on 4 or 5 types, but there's way more than that. And I want you to pay attention with how these manifestations come to pass. So for example, last week we had, I showed 4 $50 bills. Okay, and it was just an image of it. And I posted it on a Facebook group and I said, guys, go ahead and manifest this. And many people manifested just $50, like an actual $50 bill, which means they are literal manifestors, but they're partial literal manifestors. Somebody manifested those exact bills, or 100, 250. They found them in an old purse. That is a very literal manifestor. What they see, what they put their mind to, it comes to pass. Another person put a snapshot today with, congratulations, you have won exactly $200. Now that person is not a literal manifestor. That person looks at an image and her subconscious understands the meaning behind the image. So the meaning behind the image is not bills. The meaning is the essence of it, right? It's the $200. So her getting a win for $200 is the weekly manifestation, and it's telling her at the same time something very important about herself and about the way she manifests. That's probably the ideal manifestor. I have to think about this a bit more, but she extracted the essence of that photo, and instead of manifesting bills, she actually manifested the ultimate meaning of that photo. Are you with me? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I will make a comprehensive video about the types of manifestors. I'm still collecting data as we're working to these challenges. So next, this week's challenge, okay, I give you 1 week to manifest these challenges. I post them in my Facebook group for the group that I'm working with, and I provide interpretation on the people who participate. So this week's challenge, I don't know if you can see it very, very clearly, but here's what I want you to manifest. Again, I don't provide context. If you can't see it very clearly, it's 2 people cheering a glass of wine. It's actually me and my fiance, but that's irrelevant, okay? Create a circumstance in your life where this comes to pass over the next week. Not on purpose. You're not gonna go right now and pour yourself some wine and call a friend over to make this picture come to pass. You have to kind of forget about it, and when it comes to pass, it has to surprise you. Okay, let me know what happens with this manifestation this week. I'll post it in the Facebook group. I really liked the results of the $200 because it was very interesting to see how everyone manifested around it, but not exactly specifically that. All right. Oh yeah, that was you? Okay, with the $200. Yes, you're an ideal type manifester, it seems. Let's see what you do with the glasses of wine, with that moment, with the... Let's see if I missed anything before I get into the material. This live will be mostly about money. Okay, mostly about manifesting money because a lot of questions came in on that. So I kind of go by the material. We're going to have a little bit on relationships, but it's mostly going to be about money. And, you know, I might go a bit over just because I'm not doing 2 lives, but I want to make sure I cover everything and take all your questions. So we're gonna start with 2 questions that were from my videos this week. I've done quite a few videos this week if you want to check out my new material. But 2 questions, I told the 2 queens, yes, I will answer your question. So let me just pull them up now. Answer questions that I find would be beneficial for the group, remember. So if you send me 2 personal questions, you know, unless you work with me one-on-one, I would not be able to answer them. But if I feel they benefit the group, okay, then I will take them up. So this queen says on one of my videos, on the one that I said ignore 3D, she said, Mona, what do I do with old friends who are stuck in 3D? If I ignore their messages or tell them I'm no longer interested in contact, is it okay to break their hearts? They keep sending me messages and I leave them on read. It makes me feel bad, and I always say communicate rather than ghost. But if I tell them I am no longer interested, it will break their heart. Out of interest, why, somebody else asked her, out of interest, why would you like to get rid of them? And this person replies, they're energy drainers. So here's the answer to this in general. As you start this work, as you start on this path, on a path where you're improving yourself, you're changing yourself, you cannot take everybody with you in your life, okay? I hope everybody understands this by now. And some friendships will drop by themselves, so you don't have to do anything, right? Some things will drop dramatically, some things will just drop, okay? We'll just kind of be like mutual ghosting, we don't have anything in common. But there will be those antagonists that just won't leave you alone, right? So when in her case, she's saying, you know, they keep texting her and then you keep being left on read. Now, if I texted a friend of mine and I kept being left on read, maybe I'll call her and be like, are you okay? And she says, you know, oh yeah, I'm okay. I'm just really busy. You know, like, why don't I contact you when I have more time? Okay. I would say this person is now going through something or wants to distance from me. Either way, it's fine. So you have to be with either way is fine from both perspectives. From people you want to keep in your life who will fall away maybe because your new you doesn't vibrate with them. And then for these people that you worry about breaking their hearts, this should be their approach. Their approach, they should not be sending you 10 messages to put it on read. If you want, you can call them and be like, hey, listen, I'm just going through some stuff. I'm working on myself. And it's just like really a time for me to work on me, and I'll be back in touch. And, you know, maybe just be back in touch with Merry Christmas or Happy Birthday. I'm still busy. Do you know what I mean? So you don't, if you're concerned about breaking their hearts, or if it's somebody you've known for a long time, there's a way to do it that's still polite, that's saying, right now I'm doing things for me that have nothing to do with you and that we can share in common. And I know even that message for some of us, the way we were raised, it's like, oh no, but how can I do that to all friends who are in my life for 15 years? Well, you do that because you have to put yourself first in this life. In this life, you have to decide, do you live for other people or do you live for yourself? If you're gonna live for other people, you gotta do it right. You gotta do it like Mother Teresa style, you know? You gotta really dedicate your life to other people. You gotta make your life all about taking care of other people. This is very noble. But if that's not where you're going, if that's not the route in life, then you can't have this conflicting, oh, maybe Jennifer will be upset, maybe Monica will like, you know, but what will she think of me now that I'm doing this work? By the way, I advise you guys, do not tell anyone you're doing this work. Do not. They will take something from you, just in their judgment, just in their energy. I'm very clear. Anybody who gets the 60-day challenge, they're my reply email, which I do personally, by the way, and I agree personally to your manifestation. Clearly, do not discuss this work with anybody. Okay? Don't discuss. Don't discuss. So this is your choice with the friends. I hope I'm clear. This live will be posted on YouTube as well, just if you want to listen to it again on how your approach should be. But I would say, if you feel the necessity to say, if these are close friends, I'm going through something, and I'm going through something. I'm just working on something right now. I have different projects, and I can't, I just need to pull some of my energy back to me. And let me be in touch with you soon. I'll be in touch with you soon. Something along those lines. Okay, no more people pleasing. Again, if you want to people please, you got to do it right. You got to sacrifice your life for other people. That's noble. Some people have that calling in that world. It's not me. It's probably not you either. The second question I want to take up is, it has to do with negative feelings in general. And this queen says, Mona, help me please. It's been several months that I keep thinking of the death of one of my parents. Their health is okay, but those thoughts and anxiety comes anyways, and I'm terrified that I might manifest something horrible. Please tell me that we can't influence people's health with our anxiety. Here's what I'm going to say, Queen. So first of all, I hope you're not a child thinking about your parents dying. I hope you're not 13 on TikTok. You got to be an adult. This is adults only 18 plus channel, okay? So you're an adult and you're thinking about your parents passing. This is what I would have to say. She's getting this terrifying thought. She doesn't know where they're coming from. Because in this life, we can control everything except two things: the day we're born and the day we die. Or other people, days they're born and day they die. You have to logically accept the idea that one of your parents is going to die one day. Okay? But you don't control the day the parent is going to die. Oh, and by the way, in a normal circumstance, like you don't die before them, knock on wood, the other one's going to die after. So both of them are going to die before you. So somehow in your mind, training yourself that this is the human condition, that one of your parents is eventually going to die and that you're going to have to deal with it, has to be something that, people used to contemplate on this and make plans for this. After they made plans for this, they let go. That's what the purpose of wills are. That's what the purpose of buying a plot is and all this stuff. People contemplate, hey, I'm going to die. Hey, my mom's going to die. Hey, you know what I mean? And in this logical understanding, I find that preparing yourself mentally that one of your parents will eventually die will help you understanding that, hey, this is something that will inevitably happen. I hope and I pray, and I'm going to stay focused on me and not on this event, okay? Because what you're doing is, as with any negative scenario that will come to pass, okay? This is not just like, I'm, afraid of my husband's going to leave me. That scenario may not come to pass. But the fact that one of your parents is going to die is going to come to pass. And you have to make this peace with yourself that you will be okay either way. Of course, there will be pain. Of course, there will be hurt. But if the energy that is given to you today is used for living a fear of something that will inevitably happen, then you have no energy to do anything in your life. Okay? And anything you can do to, number one, so I don't want to tell you, oh, stop thinking about your parents dying. No. Really, like when you have a fear like this, you have to face it, face on. It's inevitable. One of them will. It's inevitable. But that's okay, because it's not today and it's probably not tomorrow. And you as an adult will be well equipped to deal with that. And what do your parents want from you? If they're normal parents on their deathbed, they want you to be happy and to enjoy your life and to focus on living a productive life. So the only thing you can do is return to your parents an experience they can be proud of. Okay? I want you to switch your mind like this. Number one, face your fear, face that negative thought of the inevitable. It's going to happen. It's not going to happen now. When it happens, I'll deal with it then. I'm not going to live in it today, because today I have something to accomplish. I have something to accomplish today. Right? And it's not that. It's not dealing with your parents' death because they're alive. Hope that helped. Okay, so those are the 2 questions that I wanted to address. And now let's talk about money. Did everybody bring the $5 that I told you to bring to this live? I told you to bring $5 in cash. Okay, for those who brought it, I want you to, we're gonna do an exercise at the end of the live, but I want you to put your initials on it somewhere nondescript. This would be your birth initials, okay? The initials that you were born with. So I'm just gonna write here in a small corner. Okay, I put my initials in a small corner here. I'm gonna put this aside. So just do that. Yeah, you can have €5, it doesn't matter. You just have some paper money, okay? Let's put it aside for now. Did you guys see yesterday I had somebody leave a testimonial that they, by watching my videos on money, they manifested 200 grand and they were going for $1 million. And she's like, I guess I did something wrong. I'm like, I don't know. 200 grand is pretty good return. I told you the universe doesn't really understand numbers per se. So basically you tuned in, she was able to align her mind into this energetic abundance state. And from that, whatever abundance means to her has manifested. Probably $1 million would have been too high for her self-image. That's the only thing. So I had somebody email me, this queen email me, and she said, I don't know if you're on this call. So she said, I bought this challenge 2 days ago and I put in there that I want to manifest $600 and something thousand. Okay? And she said, I watched your videos and now I'm thinking, you know, maybe I should go step by step. Okay? I should go step by step. I'm not done with the $5. We're just putting it aside for now. Okay? I'll continue the exercise in a bit after we talk about money because I want your mind to be a little bit in money. So she said, I put 600,000, but now I'm thinking maybe I should go 200,000 and 300,000 and in incremental steps. What do you think? Here's the advice. Only you would know. Yes, Alyssa, that's you. I just don't use the names just in case people don't identify themselves, but there's no problem here. And so only you would know if the money that you put there, that amount, the way that amount vibrates, is in alignment with your self-image. And do not lie to yourself. So I've done this exercise myself years ago. So this was about, I think it was 2014. Okay, I was in a corporate job. I was earning quite a bit for that time. You know, I was earning like 150 and I was working like a dog. Okay. And I was like saying to myself, I was like, if only I want to make now, I was getting into Abraham Hicks and I'm setting my mind on 600,000. It was this exact amount. But when I said 600,000, Alyssa, my mind went like, it was a complete non-acceptance of that amount of money. Okay. Like I just couldn't, and I had to be honest with myself. But what popped up for me along that amount of money, and it's important for you guys to identify all associations that you have with large amounts of money. What popped up for me is that I knew people who were making 500-600. Like I knew them personally, and they worked twice as me, and I thought I worked too hard. And so that association for me, I was like, not only do I not see myself at 600, but even if I somehow could get there, it would be at the price of my whole life, like my whole time and my whole life. And I didn't want that. And because of that, I knew it would just not come to me at that time. So I was like, what do I really want? Why is this what I really want? Well, I want to escape this job that I don't like. And I want to work a lot less and make more. That's what I really want. I was okay even with the 150. And I was like, you know, but if I want to make more because we should grow in life, but I want to work much less next year. So that to me was a much more palpable goal. And I was like, yeah. And I wrote that down. Guess what happened that year and every year after that? I worked less and I made more. Okay, in that first year I made maybe 30,000 more. Maybe I was like at 180, something like that, in a completely different thing. Okay, that I loved. I worked 2 days less overall. overall, maybe 2 days, maybe a day and a half, a week less. Okay. And I made it. And then that gave me the they're like, okay, this can be done in general. Okay. Which, because I was observing all these go-getters in the business that I was at. And they were like guys, they were in the office at like 7 o'clock. They would leave at 7:30. And, at 5 a.m. they were at the gym. And I was like, that lifestyle for me was just like, it would give me anxiety even to think about it. So you have to assess A, your self-image around the amount of money, but B, you have to assess what you associate a large income with. And maybe that fear that you have, maybe your fear is your whole family will come to you and will say, give me. You're making 600 grand, give me. Okay, maybe your fear is your time. Maybe your fear is you're not gonna have time for your kids. You're not gonna have time to take care of yourself. You're not gonna have time for a relationship. You're not assess. Okay, that's what I would say with manifesting specific amounts. This is why I don't really like to put specific amounts. Okay, yeah, you should have maybe an ideal bank balance on your vision board, something realistic, like $2 million. Don't put like $250 million, because that can only come, let's say, by winning the Powerball. But put something that everybody would be comfortable with, and it's not impossible. It's not like unachievable. It's not like ridiculous. Maybe put that bank balance, 2.5 million, 5 million, not more than that. Okay, that means you're successful. And so sit with that, see how that feels. See what you really want to do with it. What are the images? Do you really just want to not work, not do anything, not contribute? I wouldn't want to do that. I love contributing. Sorry, I went on, can somebody confirm that I'm back? Because it just prompted me on low power. So I want to contribute and work, but on my own terms, right? I think this is what everybody wants. Yes, you can hear me, okay. So I hope I'm being clear, understand money. Understand like why you're inviting money, why you would love that amount of money specifically. What does it mean to you? Maybe for you, it means like I wanted to give it all away, to just like help all these people, to just like build. I have people tell me, I want to build a shelter. Okay, well, take the first step, show the universe you're in a dance with it, go volunteer at a shelter, go understand how a shelter works. Because when you open a shelter, unless you want to be scammed out of your money, you have to really understand the business behind the charity of things. Okay, otherwise your charity is going to fail and you're going to be scammed out of your money. Speaking of scammers, guys, I have scammers. Every creator with maybe over 10,000 followers would have scammers. So I don't message anyone. Please keep this in mind. If you get a message from me, it's from the wrong account or a scammer account. If you need me, you have to be in touch with me via my bio. But I don't even follow up with anyone that I've worked with or etc. because I'm not like salesy that way. And I also don't want, like, if you need me, contact me. If you hear from me, it's not me. Let's see. I don't want to move on from money before I take up some questions. $5 note, $5. I'm going to do the $5 exercise in a bit. I achieved one of my money goals, believing that money already belongs to you. I am owed it. I like that. Not everybody can do that, by the way. One approach does not match all paradigms. This is why you may have been frustrated seeing even your friend manifest or somebody else manifest, okay? Because this approach that you are owed money, if your paradigm that it's guilt and shame and, millions of kids in Africa have nothing to eat, why am I owed money, right? If that paradigm is stronger, let's say in me than in you, then you'd be able to do it that way, but I wouldn't. Get it? So it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. The one thing that's a one-size-fits-all approach, and that I tell everybody, 1, get clear on what you want, super very clear. And 2, change all your triggers. Change all your triggers. I did a video this week. It's called How to Ignore 3D. Everybody should watch it. Even if you're retired, I'm trying to manifest 2 to 5 million. Yeah, because you can find a way to contribute when you're retired. So do not associate the money with work if you don't want to work for money, right? But your contribution to the evolution of consciousness has to exist in order for the universe to give you experiences that are meaningful and that are taking you to a certain direction. If you're in a state of entropy, if you're retired and not doing anything, you're just doing your 369, 2 to 5 million, probably not gonna come. So wake up, say, I want to have enough to not go back to work and contribute. How can I contribute today? This has to be your approach. You mentioned in a live that we might set a goal and expect something else unconsciously. Yeah, I mean, this happens to everybody all the time, right? Especially with relationships. I'm setting a goal that I'm married, but I put myself on a dating app and I expect, there's going to be like 10 losers there that I'm going to go for coffees with, or, I'm expecting all the profiles to be a disaster, right? So this is one example where my goal of getting married, my expectation of what's going to unfold between now and then could be a bunch of disasters. It's not helpful, right? Maybe if you keep your vision, eventually you get there, but your expectation has to be in line with your goal. And when you have the opposite experience or a negative experience, you can always say, this is just something random that happens. It's got nothing to do with me. I just got to move on from it. And by the way, guys, just because you're manifesting your life doesn't mean you're never going to run into assholes. Doesn't mean you're never going to have negative experiences, right? You're just going to see all those experiences as an opportunity to grow. And if you don't see it that way, you'll be served that lesson again. It's up to you. Can't you just contribute by being happy and spreading happiness, kindness in the world? Yes, of course you can. You still have to do the same steps. You wake up, how can I contribute? I'm spreading happiness in the world. How? I gotta interact with people. I gotta entertain people. I gotta do a funny video. I gotta go to, an old age home and play cards with people so I can make them happy. How are you spreading happiness and kindness in the world? Right? There has to be a how that comes to you. An idea will come to you. You have to act on it when it comes. That's the inspired action. It's exactly the same as reality online. There's no difference. Do you mean dating? Yeah, you can meet an asshole not online. Meet an asshole at the grocery store. Let's see. I'm trying to manifest myself selling my books. Instead of manifesting yourself selling your books, manifest emails with people talking about your books. Manifest people reading your books. Manifest you being in the park and seeing someone reading a book that's yours, that the cover is yours. That's what you're really trying to manifest. If you believe your book is good, nothing would make you happier, thank you, than seeing people read your book. That's a different point of vibration that I'm manifesting selling my books. Selling your books has to do with your dollar bill. What contributions do the books make in the world? Would it be helpful to write a list of the things we want to do, get with the money we manifest? Absolutely. That's where I tell you guys to stay. That's where I stay, right? Because for me, being such a literal manifester and, if I want $2 million, my envisionment of $2 million is an image of $2 million in bills, and then I see it in a movie or something like this. So I was like, you know what, forget all this. Rather than thinking of the specific amounts, I'm thinking of the life experiences I want to have. And obviously money will be there because otherwise how would I have them? And so, staying in the experience and envisioning the experience, whether it's a bigger house, whether it's, like a time away, a relaxing vacation, a shopping trip, whether it's you going to stores and imagining yourself checking out some items. Those are all things you do with money, all right? And don't bother manifesting money. Manifest, stay in that lifestyle. What is Anna going to do today? Well, Anna's going to wake up. She's going to check her emails, but she doesn't have too much pressures. So, she's going to dedicate 2 hours to whatever contribution she's making in the world, 3 hours, taking care of her family. Then she's going to go shopping. She wants a new pair of sneakers. Then you have to envision all this in your hand. Anna's going to have to do the laundry maybe because her maid didn't come today, and so you have to imagine yourself going up and down the stairs in your new home with all this laundry, being like, oh my god, it's so hard doing that, you know. That's one thing. In the newer homes, they put the laundry upstairs nowadays, but I don't have like this new style home, so every time I'm up and down the stairs, I'm like, nobody told me. You know, you got to envision these little quirks that have to do with the lifestyle that you want to manifest. You know, you want to manifest a house. Nobody told me the government's going to send me a letter once a year saying, give us 8 grand because you own a home. All right. If I have money but no income, is it okay to buy things trusting more money will somehow return? That only has to do with your vibration inside when you spend money. I couldn't answer that. It's not okay, right? But if when you spend money, you get into this fearful and anxious mode, so when you say trusting that money will come, you actually have to trust it. If you don't, you have to have nervous system regulation that is around this area, okay? So before you go spend money, have this nervous system practice and regulation. By the way, I wanted to talk to you guys, speaking of nervous system regulation, I wanted to talk about you guys about AMSR. Who knows what that is? AMSR. I only found out about this late last year, and I've been meaning to tell you guys about it and ask you who's practicing it. And yeah, you heard about it, okay? Breath work doesn't really work for me. Well, I recommend this AMSR thing, okay? So I only discovered it on TikTok late last year. I know the sensation, but I didn't know there's accounts dedicated to this. I found what I think is the best account. I'm going to post a video. This is this woman. She has like 1 million followers. There's a video specifically with eye test or like a pretend. They're pretending to do all these things to you, right? But that as you relax and listen to her voice and you say like, okay, look up and what color is this and follow the light, and you get this sensation. It's called the autonomic meridian system regulator or something like this. And so you don't even actually need to meditate every day if you hate meditation, just to get into a state of relaxation, okay? Because some people are just tired of meditation. They don't. Just watch some ASMR video, AMSR. I don't really know how ASMR is. That ASMR? I'm going to post the one I like on our Facebook group. I want everyone to try it. It's like a 2-3 minute video. But the other night, I went through like 12 videos and I slept so well. And I just like, you know, just listening to this lady, is that weird? I think she's called Shiver Me Tingles, something like this. But I'll post it, and you guys can let me know next Monday what you think about it. Not weird. It's great for the brain. Yeah, exactly. And it's not like when you're trying to get out of that state that you know you can't meditate because there's just too much in your mind. It's too much to empty. I find that even as a precursor to meditation, it's such a good idea, you know? It's great for the brain. Yeah, so it seems everyone's doing it. How come we never talked about this before? Let's see what else about money. Somebody said or left a comment, I think it was on Facebook, or maybe they sent me, I don't remember, a video. And she said, I was considering doing your challenge because I've seen some changes. And I started to talk to the universe like you teach us to talk to the universe. And I said, okay, if I am meant to buy this challenge and to do this challenge, and I want to encourage all of you to do this, not with just my challenge, with decisions in life, okay, where you don't know if it's for you. She goes like, then I'm going to get some unexpected money within the next 48 hours, okay? So then she forgets about it. And if I'm going to get this extra money, then it means I'm buying this challenge. Otherwise, no. So she kind of forgot about it. And 2 days later, she went to work and they gave her this completely unexpected bonus. Maybe this person is on the live, I don't know. It gave her this unexpected bonus. She's like, okay, it's for me. So I wanted to talk about it because you can use this with anything in life, but you can only use it once you've already seen that you're aligned. So she said, I was watching your videos, I was noticing alignment, I was noticing some things happen. So if, let's say, you know, you're wondering if something's for you, a city, a new job, a new guy, buying something. Okay, put this in mind. Hey, if this thing happens, it's no different than with the 3-digit code. Okay, but with 3-digit code, I don't talk about it anymore because too many people got confused around that. So it's the same thing. Just talk to the universe. Just say, you've been guiding me. If I'm meant to do this, let this happen by this certain time. You know what I'm saying? Let this happen. This is a very good idea. Vivian, was it you? Yeah, it's like that. I love that. I've loved that. I've instinctually done that with quite a few things, you know, like usually I do it to things I want to buy. You know, like if this is for me, you know, let me know. And then it always works out. And when it doesn't, when I kind of just forget about that thing. I'm like, you have to take the input from the universe. You can't be like, oh, then I'm going to do it anyway. Because that defeats the purpose. Then the universe can't. How are you going to know the next time you get an answer, you know? You have to be prepared for any answer. Some people respond positively to binaural beats, yeah, but that can be, and that's the meditation that I initially recommended that I do. But for some people, just meditating and sitting there, just this idea, it's a bit boring sometimes. It's not, they don't want to do that every day. And there should be some nervous system regulation every single day. So this is why, you know, when I found this ASMR thing, I was just really excited about it. Can you give examples of checking 3D versus working on your goals? If you are in sales, if you are in, I don't know, if you want to grow your account, if you want to, do not check every day what the activity was. You know, I get on my email once a day, okay, and I deal with everything that came in. I don't frantically check my emails. My followers, the responses on my videos, for example, you focus on the goal. I want to put a message out there and somehow things will happen. There's no way I'm doing all this work and I'm not going to be rewarded. You know, that's how I see it. But the thing is, I want to do it and I want to work towards these goals. This is not a goal that has to do with the $2 million. I'm open to the $2 million coming any other way. Not from this, not from, you know what I mean? It's not, do not tie so much the results with what you're doing. Chase what you love while staying focused on the lifestyle that you want to have. That would be like my best overarching advice. And if you do good and you contribute, there's no way you won't be rewarded. Jennifer, it gives tingles. I love it. Yeah, it does. So I asked you guys if you think it's weird. I'm watching this woman's account. I'm getting tingles. I'm like, I love the eye exam she gives. One thing I learned is to ask and be prepared for the answer. Sometimes those are wild, yeah? Because it's not what you expected and sometimes not even what you want. You want to buy a company, trying to balance checking versus letting go. You know, I think like buying a company, of course you have to do your due diligence. So that's not what it means. But if you're frantically waking up every day, it's like looking for a house every day, check the listings, what came up. It's not, there's got to be an element of you being excited about something, and there's got to be an element of serendipity if you're doing it with the universe. If you're not just looking, hey, you know, my team, pull me the top 10 performing companies and let me look at their ROI. That's doing it from 3D. Just be like more serendipitous about it if you want to do it this way, with guidance, with 5D. Ask every single day. The universe has to yield you a response eventually, I promise you. Let's see. My partner was aggressive to me and he was in jail, but still we are connected. Is it possible? The relationship, social relationship that you have with somebody is different than the energetic relationship you have with somebody. And so you have to decide the life that you want to live, irrespective of connection or you have to follow the connection and not care about the life that you're going to live socially. Me, I care about the life I live socially. So me, even if I have a connection, if it's socially impossible for me to conduct that relationship, I will take every step to release myself of any energetic connection with somebody once I decided they're not socially appropriate for me. That's me. You can do it the other way with different results. Getting sick, I asked for more rest. Well, that's like that queen in our group last week who she said she was writing down, I'm not attracted to meats, I'm not attracted to fats, I'm not attracted to snacking, I don't want any of these things, and she got food poisoning for 3 weeks. She couldn't eat anything. So be careful. The universe is very often literal and will execute on your exact instructions. I have a car on my vision board. Someone else asked me to pick up same car for them. How can I fix it? Shit, this happens. This happens, you know? You have to start from the beginning. Okay, because sometimes a manifestation is so obvious. We had a queen in our group who described the ideal man to the T, like eye color, everything. And then her best friend showed up with this guy. A surprise, we just met and we're very excited, like we think we're gonna get married. But it was that man that she was describing. She was shocked when she saw him. Okay? And so it's easy to say, oh, don't accept that as the results of your manifestation. It was clearly she created a circumstance, you know, like sometimes we're so connected to another person, like a best friend or the person that probably asked you to pick up the car, that we can't help our manifestation going to them. Okay, you have to start from scratch. I would just take it off my vision board, put something similar there, and be like, you know, try to dissolve the energetic connection, you know, step by step, or work with somebody to dissolve it. By the way, I don't know if you guys do any energy work. You should. I always advise you should. I don't do it for people, but there's people out there who do this. I see somebody too, once in a while. I see somebody who works with energy, and she's not online. It's like physical, you know, the Reiki and all of that. But you have to energetically cleanse yourself every single day, just like you take a shower. Okay, you have to dissolve anything that may have debris that comes into your energetic system, other people's thoughts, projections on you when you walk in the streets, somebody looking at you the wrong way, somebody looking at you lustfully, you got to dissolve all of that debris in your energetic system that ties you up in 3D. I want to marry this year and have a big family, the most happy family. Stay in that mindset that you're married and extremely happy, but stay in it with images from a married happy life, whatever that means for you. And I told you guys when I was doing this, I had this thing with pancakes, and I'm upstairs and he wakes up before me and he prepares coffee and pancakes. And this scene came to pass more than once. And I never told him this. You know what I mean? I would just like wake up and smell the pancakes from downstairs. Like it was surreal. It's surreal, right? Like what happened? Okay, I'm on, am I back? I'm on 10%. Did you catch my meaning with staying in the scenes of your married life, Queen? There's many pertinent questions here. When you ask the universe for a sign, do you specify which sign? No, not really. Or unless you're a professional at this, you know, universe responds to like a 3-digit code or something, you will recognize the sign. What is energy work? That's a different topic. How do you do that? The energetic shower. You contemplate all your experiences and triggers for the day. You see your energetic field around you. You take a few minutes. You say, you forgive everybody who gave you the wrong look, the wrong eye. You forgive yourself and you apologize to the person that you said F you when they cut you off and on the road. You release the energetic bonds that you collected throughout the day. You forgive your boss. You see them as they're just a pathetic man who likes to scream at people, etc. There's like practices around this that you can Google or just energetic shower. You stay in the sun, you do it in the bath, you do it in the shower. Do the new moon ritual with us. We have quite a few things that we do in the group. Did you ever try astral projecting? No. I think astral projecting and this kind of things, it just depends what you want to achieve in this life. Okay? There is a world beyond this world for sure. I am here to live this world, and I am here to reality create experiences and teach other people how to do that. When you astral project, you don't know what you're going to encounter, right? If you force the hand of the universe, you will be allowed to astral project. For what purpose would you astral project? What is the reason? You have to have a reason to do the things that you do, to have the practices that you practice. What is the reason? What if you encounter an entity that gives you a message you didn't want to hear about something that's about to happen to you, or a terrible entity that, What is the best way to cut the cords? I think maybe I need to talk more about this. Like on this live, we don't have time for this energetic conversation. I talked about how you cleanse your energy every day. What happens in my classes? I don't have classes. I work with a group on a daily basis. My Facebook group, and we have a 60-day challenge that I do with people, and people are on the third, fourth iteration of it because it's kind of becomes a lifestyle. I didn't want to do a complicated $1,000 program. I just want everybody to be able to, I can't dedicate that much time to people. I can't. And so I said, how can I help? Because I had this download at a Joe Dispenza seminar that I need to help people, but I can't commit to, university style kind of thing. So I'm like, what is the best way to do it? And for me, this was the best way to do it. Put something very reasonable. You guys do it. You do the work. You participate in a group energy. We form and create an energetic support that's completely affordable for everyone. And, I come in and I address the questions that are beneficial to all. That's sort of how much I can contribute at this point in time, based on my time. Biggest mindset switch for me, that I'm actually the creator from this challenge. Yeah. Let's see. You are so special, Mona. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate all the compliments. It's not necessary though. Thank you so much though. Can most of the work be done with the challenge? Yeah. You can do it with the challenge, but you're on your own. The group does provide a lot of support. Whoever's here in my group should say whether or not it is worth joining this group. I have not manifested the surfboard or the $50 bill. How do I improve that? You gotta give yourself time, Queen. You gotta give yourself time. And by the way, see if you manifest any of the ones from last year. Are you in the Facebook group? See if you manifest any of the ones from last year. The horse, the turtle. I don't even remember what we had. We had a $2,000 challenge. Okay, you love the group. Come join. Yeah, we have discussions in this group. I have somebody who joined Facebook just to be in this group. All the info is in my bio. I only have the challenge in the group, guys. There's no any complicated the things to download or anything like that. This group's energy is very powerful. Okay, then I want to take up 2 emails really quickly. One is from somebody who's in our group. Let me get this laptop. 1 second. One is about money and one is about relationships. And then let's see what comes up for you when you hear this. So the one about money, okay, this queen says she's the 3rd time around in the challenge. She's manifested. Obviously, she wouldn't do it for 3 times if she didn't have results. So she did it. This is her 3rd time. And she's saying, just to summarize, she has a wound. She's saying, I've been watching your lives, purchased the challenge in September, but I've had a really hard time finishing it. Every time I start the challenge, I find major obstacles because my limiting beliefs are really messing me up. The one I'm having most issue with is being chosen. My parents divorced when I was 10. This core belief has been an issue because I'm insecure about my worth and being chosen. So she's saying, after several years alone, I'm going out with a new person. He has many good qualities and he has accepted my boundaries, especially the no sex one. She doesn't want to be sexual for now. But my head is a mess because he's not showing up as the version I want. I am okay with him not being the one, but the issue is that I can't tell if he's not showing up as the version I want or I'm sabotaging myself with the red flags I keep seeing. I sometimes feel extremely vulnerable and anxious and tend not to communicate my wants and needs because that's how I've always been. So my question is, do I need to ask for what I want and express all my feelings and see how he responds, or do I need to keep looking and find another person? So Queen, if you keep looking and find another person, you'll have the exact same problem. When you start any relationship, the first question you need to ask yourself, whether you're a man or a woman, you should both ask yourself this: how is my past, how is my trauma, how is my paradigm and all my childhood wounds going to affect this relationship? This is the key, most important question. Okay, I met this person and she seems very highly aware of what her trauma is. My trauma is, let's say she's saying, not being chosen. This translates in a relationship with not being prioritized. She's not. So when you're with any partner, you can't expect this person to read your mind. Okay, it is okay to explain to your person, again, do not present yourself as a victim. Oh, I was so hurt when my parents got divorced. No, he's not your therapist. You're going to say, being prioritized, I'm looking for a relationship where I am the other person's priority. Okay? Like, I'm looking for the same thing, honestly. If I'm not prioritized, I'm not interested. And I'm not even interested if it's not because he can't, okay? Maybe he has, 2 special needs kids and he's a wonderful man and he's a very successful man, but I can't be his priority, right? I can't under that circumstance. And it's not for me because of that, honestly. Right? I don't know if that says something about me, but to me, the only thing that says about me is that I have to understand this life is about me, and I can only be with people who can return to me the experience that can make me the highest version of me. If they return to me the experience that makes me feel wounded, it's not going to work out because I'm not going to show up as the highest version of me. Are you guys with me on this one? Right? So number one, how is your wound going to affect the relationship? Once you've identified it, you have to spin it in the positive and say, these are my needs. Don't expect the other person. These are my needs. My number one need is actually, like I say, only date a protector, provider, prioritizer. If I had to choose what's the most important for me out of that, would be a prioritizer. Because my need to be chosen is a wound for me as well. So I understand it's probably the wound for a lot of women and a lot of people. And if that's the most important, okay, still look for all three. But if that's the most important, how can you not voice it? This is what I need. I need, you don't need to say, oh, I need you to text me 10 times a day. You can just say, I didn't hear from you this morning. And see if he's willing to correct that. Oh, she expects to hear from me in the morning. Okay, I'll text her tomorrow morning. If he doesn't, if you're expressing these needs in a non-demanding way, oh, I haven't heard from you last night before I went to bed. Oh, I haven't, what do you mean? Oh, you're going somewhere? I was assuming we're doing something this weekend. You know what I mean? These basic things. And so derive from that, is it just a mistake on his end? Or are you just not his priority? And then you have to move on. If you're not, you have to be very honest with yourself, right? Basic. Let's see. Trying to manifest ending and getting my house green and clear from a 3-year divorce from a narcissist. I know this is hard to hear, but you need to stop labeling him as such. You know how they say, when you stop labeling people as such, they become different versions of themselves. This is extremely hard to do, to imagine them as the person that just gives you what you want. I think this would accelerate it the most, but people are able to do this the least. It is very difficult. It has to do with forgiveness and seeing the other person in a completely different light. But if you're able to do it, I promise you it will produce results. Instead of an arc in your head, they didn't work out with my ex. He's a wonderful man. He wants me to be happy and have whatever I want. Convince yourself of that, and it will come to pass. It's hard. I know. It's so hard. Okay, one more on the money, because I don't want to miss it, is I'm going to summarize the story. This queen went to the store and she wanted to buy 2 things and she didn't have any cash. She didn't have any cash on her, or she had $2, but whatever she wanted cost $2.04. So she couldn't buy the second item. She wanted a soda and something else. And then she asked the universe, I need the other 4 cents. And she didn't have it. She gave up. She went home. You know, the next day she goes into the store to get the same thing. She looks on the floor and she sees 5 cents, exactly how much she needed to buy it the day before. But at this point she didn't need it because she had cash on this time. Like, I don't know, she had forgotten the wallet on the day before or something. So she said, I found it when I didn't need it. And, like, I understand the universe is an ATM, but if it's not going to meet our timing, this creates, a lot of problems. So she's asking me, what do I think about that? And I think that indeed the timing is not up to us, because when you really want something, that want in you, even if you're in alignment in general, which this queen is, she's been in the challenge for a while. So she knows she's in alignment because the next day she found that exact amount of money on the ground in that store where she went back. She is in alignment, but when you have this need and this want and I must get my 5 cents, it's not gonna happen, because it's not desires and wants and needs that manifest. What manifests is clear intention, and that's very hard to do in the moment where your body just craves that soda and you're trying to satisfy the needs of the body. Get it? So the timing is indeed not up to us. We can shorten the timing only by dropping the desire. This is counterintuitive, but you have to drop it on purpose. It's not easy to do. And it's not something that, I can teach you in like 5 seconds how to do. Okay? I have successfully done this. Definitely not the majority of times, but enough times to understand, so when I'm actually able to drop it, which is completely uninstinctual, okay? Immediately, almost immediately, within, boom, it's crazy, but we can't live like this, right? Like, we can't live free of desires and free of it. Being completely detached, yes, and then your need will be met. Then she's saying, another important question I want to take from this email. I wonder, had I made a declaration for the highest benefit of all when looking for this 5 cents, would this have affected my manifestation? By making this declaration is saying, and this is a declaration in case you don't know me, I use it for everything, to the highest benefit of all. By making this declaration, am I allowing an external higher power to interfere with what I can easily manifest otherwise without this interference? This is a pertinent question. In my subconscious, the declaration to the highest benefit of all isn't a positive one. For me, it means I have to sacrifice something for it to be beneficial for humanity. Then she's giving kind of a silly example. She's saying, for example, I may enable myself to stay overweight because the universe is collecting data on obesity, which will enable scientists to create new technology and for the future generation. So there's 2 questions here. The example is silly with the being overweight, because being overweight is a human invention, right? In order to see your body the way it was created, you have to understand what men and women look like in their original state of creation, right? And you don't have to look too far back. You look 100 years ago at some photos. And that's what we're supposed to look like. That's the bottom line. Humans supposed to look like that. And so the example is silly, but the question is pertinent. And the question is pertinent in terms of, if I say to the highest benefit of all, she's saying it's a -1 because, I'm thinking, the higher power will arrange it that it's better for others and less good for me. That is only under the assumption that there's limited resources, that there's limited love, there's limited money, there's limited, and in order to satisfy the highest benefit of all, you have to make a sacrifice. So for me, I never think to the highest benefit of all involves a personal sacrifice on my side. I think for the highest benefit of all means I do not know the how this would unfold to the highest benefit of all. But somehow there's a higher intelligence at me that knows. So this would be like, I'm in love with this man. He's still in I don't know, maybe he's with somebody else. And how could I be with this man with the highest benefit of all? Because at least one person needs to get hurt here. And so I'm not thinking I would need to sacrifice. I'm thinking somehow the universe will arrange circumstances. This happened only once in this group, where the third party actually cheated on the man and she left him for somebody. She told him she's in love with somebody else. And so for this queen who was manifesting this man, it really did happen to the highest benefit of all. My $5 ran away just about when I was about to do the $5 exercise. Just give me a second. I will switch you guys to the ocean view. I'll get my $5. I'll be right back. I'm like right here. Gavin left. Okay, where were we? Paradise. Yeah. Let me see if I missed something, because the last thing we have is the $5 exercise, and that's it. I tried so hard. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Mako got each thing from last year except snake and the $1,000. This is relevant because if you got most things when I spoke the required manifestation, but you cannot get anything from the images, but give it a bit, okay? Give it like a month or so of images. That means you cannot, your subconscious can't assimilate images. So a vision board is useless to you. You need instructions. You need to instruct. You're a different type of manifestor. That's why we're doing this exercise in the group. It's to understand some people have vision boards for years, nothing comes to pass. Just like you're saying, how could you manifest everything I asked you to manifest? Or maybe you need somebody, you need sort of like an authority figure to tell you, do this. And so your subconscious, because it's programmed to listen to this authority figures, is able to execute on that instruction, but not necessarily on your needs. Do you see what I mean? Like the mind is so complex. You really have to spend the time understanding why you can get certain things and not other things. Where's my $5? Yes, listen to, I have on YouTube, I have concepts on the way the world works, and you really got to convince yourself of a different model of reality. I only have like 3 meditations there. They're all important. One is about the world, one is about money, and one is ask formations. You can try that. But the one about the world is the most important, because you have to understand the world differently. Guys, please don't call me. I don't take calls during my live. Okay, so we're coming up on the end here. We're 5 minutes over. This is my last live from here. It's been an amazing 4 weeks. I got a few more days. Next Monday, I'll be back in the car with some snow. It's a lovely Canada. I'm blessed. I'm blessed to live in Canada. You know, I'm blessed. It's fine. As long as we can collect more of these experiences. All right. So the $5 exercise has to do with the mirror principle. We all know what that is by now, just being in this community. So the mirror principle is this world is a reflection of a higher world, right? There's a higher world that provides the input and we are the output. We are the printed version of that output, right? So this is a lot of the ideas in the community of manifestation or reality creation is based on this fact that, you know, everyone is you pushed out, or you give what you get, or all of these things have to do with this mirror principle. And maybe I'll talk more about it in detail, but all you need to take from this is that when you give to a person, if you can, in your mind, see that person as yourself, and in the same split second, switch to the version of you that's inside the mirror, and as they extend their hands, it's not them who picks it up, but it's the image of you from behind the mirror. This is a more advanced exercise, okay? So you have to give and receive at the same time. Then the imprint that you will give from this other side of the mirror will be a match that will be printed in your reality. We'll do this exercise, and I want to take it up next week, or send me an email with what happened. So I put it with $5. You put your initials on it. You're going to take this $5. We're going to do it all at the same time, okay? Because you're going to give it to somebody in the end. So this $5, here's the exercise. When I have the inclination over the next few days, a week, to see somebody that I want to give it to, I will see that person as me. As I extend the bill, I get behind the mirror, and I'm the one who receives it. One more time. One last time. You take a bill. I said 5, but it's irrelevant. You can be 1. Put your initials here so that you know it's you. Mirror principle. We are the printout, reflection of the image that's a higher image. So the you, the template you exists on this other side. This is you now. This is me now. And there's me on the other side. So when I understand that it's all a reflection and all the other people are somehow a reflection of me, I don't need to understand the exact how, but I understand that as a principle. I take this $5 with my initial, and when I give it to a beggar or to somebody who needs it, I know, I'm reminded, because my initials are here, I'm giving it to me. The moment they extend their hand and take it, I have switched on the other side of the mirror. So I'm like, this person, I am the one receiving it. This is what it means to give, is to receive. But you have to be aware, both in the moment of giving and in the moment of receiving. This is a more complicated, fundamental awareness that is hard to keep in mind, okay? Prepare yourself. Give this money away. Receive it the moment you give it. Be very, very present, very aware. Switch behind the mirror. Switch behind the mirror. And I bet you're going to get more than $5 back, or way more than what you needed. And I can't wait for the results of this. Tell me how you felt in the switch. Tell me how you felt. Tell me how you received it. This is what they're trying to hide from us, to be in receive mode, but the receive you is the one from the other side. Okay? Receive mode, at the moment you give, you switch to receive. I'm clear, yeah? Let's put our hands together for the 369. I am a winner, and I'll see you in my group this week. I'm pretty much present every day on it. I'm so excited for 2024 for all of us. A lot of us started really the right way, and I know more will follow. This will be a crazy good year. Put your hands together, one breath. I am a winner. 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 I am a winner.